To Be Honest or TBH is a podcast developed by 4 men in their 60s. 1. Nerd City. 2. Dolan Dark. 3. Colossal is Crazy. And 4. Pyro Cynical. However, Nerd City has slowly taken a path to insanity. In early 2024 on February 17, Nerd City began to take a dark spiral. After having a meltdown over the server's community not being how he wanted it to be, he left, seemingly for good. For a few months, TBH Cord had prospered. On June 13, Nerd City decided to make a large comeback. Many fans were thrilled to see Nerd City back, however his demeanor had changed and become more radical. His return did not bring good conversations and good times as expected. In fact, it became clear that he would ban many for simple things. The first to go was Bub of Bub Games. Nerd City had claimed that he was banned for extreme pestilence, however Bub is innocent and was asking a simple question. Minutes after, famous member Diamond Knight 3 was timed out for a day for sending a funny gif. This was perceived as 1984, as it was, 1984. Nerd City was clearly serious about cleansing the server. For the next few weeks Nerd would go to pick fights with members for no reason, showing many people how uncool he was. Aside from To Be Honest, Nerd City also has a hobby in NFTs. He owns his own NFT called the Dead Avatar Project. These are also known as dApps. dApps mainly depict a unique skull wearing accessories. This NFT project also has its own Discord, called dApeCourt, which is important later. Many new GIFs and memes were created in dApp's glory. Some included a mysterious four-eared cat, others were of AI animations of dancing cats. And many more were independent of cats and focused on Nerd himself. Many new lingos were discovered within dApp culture too, such as minting your dApps. These phrases would be repeated many times. Many references to Nazi Germany were also made in dApp culture, comparing Nerd to Hitler. Generally these were to mock Nerd City, but they were all banter and jokes built within the TBH community itself. This wasn't the first time Nerd had been a problem for his own community. He continually described his ideologies on banning the top chatters in the server, banned many people for small jokes, blocked many users, and generally had radical views on banning people. Though his ideas were very extreme, nobody thought he was very serious about it. In the small cases that he would act on it, everyone would assume he was joking. For many weeks, nothing notable happened. It is important to note that this was all regular Nerd things to do, and many more smaller events happened similar to what was covered. Everything in the server changed when a father and dApp wizard joined the server named Merlin on July 2nd. Merlin was a mod from dAppCourt, favored by Nerd for his level-headedness. However, he wasn't very level-headed, and many people were banned as a result. Merlin was joined with a few other dApeCourtians, Nomad, and Riz Tigator. The three of them began to harass TBiteCourtians. Their actions were uncalled for. They had intense god complexes that fueled their whole raid. Merlin had a savior complex, claiming that he was here to cleanse the server and set it right. Their invasive actions did the opposite however, and left a once peaceful TBiteCourt in total chaos. The effect Merlin left on the TBiteCourtians was disastrous. Most people hated him, except for Nerd and the dAppCourtian invaders. As a retaliation, many people began to abandon activity within TBH and search for new servers. The people of the CSGO family found refuge in their home server, CrackerCourt. Many other TBiteCourtians left for a splinter server known as TBF, or To Be Fair. This left TBiteCourt a wasteland, devoid of interaction for hours on end. Many people believed this was the end of TBHCourt, as many of the most active members moved on. However, after the event known as the Great Banning would change TBH drastically. For a few days, TBH reached a point of peace again. Nerd was still doing his regular shenanigans, but nothing could have prepared anyone for what was to come. Nerd began to ban many people that were liked dearly among the community. Andrew, Cardi, Twostep, Bailey, and many more people were erased for minor offenses. This only accentuated the hatred for Nerd. Those left over were people took the chat in their own hands, giving the server a new revive. Though the server is now more active, the conversations seem dreadful and devoid of fun. As of July 8, 2024, there have been no further updates. Nerd City has taken over TBH, leaving many of the good people to abandon ship and find a new home. However, this is not going to be the end, as many have faith that TBF will become a new TBH. Some may have hope for a future where Nerd is put under control, and those banned under his rule will be unbanned and allowed back. It is uncertain if it ever will happen, but the lost Discordians of TBH can only hope. The end.